If you said you were going to learn how to do makeup this year, or makeup just seems too big, too daunting to the point where now you're hating it, this video is for you. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. I'm Taylor, but I go by tramsue on all of my platforms. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to achieve this 5-minute makeup routine without any foundation. I promise you, you are more than capable of doing this. So get out your makeup kit and let's do this makeup look together. Oh, and before we get into the video, I do want to ask, are you subscribed? Are you a part of the Party People family? Because over here we celebrate like every single day as a Party People, and why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? Exactly. Now let's get into it. As always, we are starting with a fresh face, and of course, primer is our very next step. And today I'm using one of my favorite primers, which is the Milk Hydro Grip and Glow Primer. I love this primer because it gives you the perfect amount of glow, but it still has the same exact formula as the original Grip primer, and it gets really tacky, so your makeup will not move throughout the day. But most importantly, it just gives you the perfect, look at that, on melanated skin, gold just goes with it. So if you're ever looking for just a really, really good primer, I will always recommend Milk. The original formula is absolutely amazing, but this formula right here is a game changer. Like, it literally gives you a glow from within, and that is always something that I'm looking for. So now that we have a good foundation for the rest of our makeup, we are going to focus on brows next. And to me, brows will make or break your face. Like, I'm a firm believer of that. If your brows are not cute, baby, throw the whole face away. That's just me. But anyway, I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. I do have thicker brows, so I really do lean into that and just give the girls a thick, fluffy brow because that's what I have. So I'm just going to take the flat side of the applicator and get that into my brow. Then I'm going to take the brush out and brush my brows up. Like, really get the product all in there because we want them to look as sleek and fluffy as possible. So here you can tell the difference between this brow, and this is what we are going for. And of course, we are going to do the exact same thing to the other side. So again, taking that flat part of the applicator and then taking the brush and brushing our brow hairs up and kind of over, up and over. You don't want to just brush them straight up because you'll be looking a little cray-cray, and we don't want that. We don't want to look like crazy people, but we do want the feathery brow look. So up and over, up and over. And this next product isn't necessarily a makeup product, but you definitely need it in your makeup routine, a fan. We're just going to dry our brows with this just to speed up the process. Again, this is 5 minutes. That's all we have. If you're a mother, if you just don't like spending a lot of time on makeup, if you just want to get out the door looking cute, we got to speed up the process. So this truly helps us speed up the process. Get a portable fan with multiple levels. And that'll do it. Now that our brows are dry, we're going to go in with my favorite eyebrow pencil, the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and underline our brows. Now, because this is a no foundation makeup routine, you can keep them looking very natural. So I won't be filling them in like I normally do because, again, this is a 5-minute makeup routine. We are just trying to look alive and a little bit more spruce up than we did when we woke up. I'm just going in and underlining and not really filling in how I usually do, but making sure that I add a little tail because the latter part of my brows are more thin than the front part. And just like that, our brows are done. Now we're going to go in and clean them up with my favorite concealer for my brows. And this is actually the concealer that we're going to be using all over our face because it does match my skin. I'm using the Lip Bar Quick Concealer in the shade Cinnamon 2.0 just to go in and clean up my brows. So we are just underlining the brow, and then I'm going to go in with a concealer brush. I've had this matte concealer brush for years, and we are just going to pat that down towards our eyelids to clean up the brow. And again, you can see the difference of the brow that is concealed and the brow that is not. So we're just going to go in and repeat the same step. Now that our brows are done, we are moving on to our face. Now, because we're not using a foundation, we are going to need to use a concealer that is our skin tone or very, very close to our skin tone. So for me, I'm going back in with the concealer that we use for our brows, the Lip Bar Quick Concealer in the shade 2.0, but you can use any concealer that works for you. Also, for those who don't want to use a concealer, but also don't want to use a foundation, I would also recommend getting a skin tint. I really love the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Tint. This is my absolute favorite. I have been wearing this almost every single week because I haven't really been into foundations that much. And this is perfect for the summer. It's the only skin tint that I actually do like. The formula is amazing. It's not too oily. It won't slide down your face. But most importantly, it is a perfect shade match for me. One of the main reasons why I do love this gel tint is because it is the perfect shade for me. It is very hard for me to find shades that are exactly my shade. And this one in the shade 12 is my perfect match. So I want to show you that really quick before we go in with the concealer. Is that literally not a perfect match? Like, what? Do you see that? I can never, and I mean never, it's very rare that I find a skin tint or honestly just a foundation in general that is my exact shade and I don't have to mix it. You see the material. So this is my skin with the skin tint, and then this is my skin without the skin tint. It definitely does provide a lot more glowiness. It does provide a lot more evenness to your skin. And it is a little bit better than using concealer because when you're using concealer, you're only spot treating. So as you can see, I have a dark mark right here, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of concealer right over it so you can see the difference. And I'm also just gonna blend that out with the same foundation brush. You can definitely see the difference between the side that does have the skin tint on it and the side that just has a concealer. I would recommend using a skin tint because it is not as heavy as foundation. It feels like skin, but it also gives you that very even look that you're probably looking for coverage, but it doesn't feel like you have makeup on. I truly, truly, truly recommend this Milk Makeup Gel Tint. Like, I have literally been using it every single week. So we're going to go ahead and finish out the look with the gel tint just because we want the whole look to be even. We're gonna go in with a little bit of concealer under our eyes just to wake us up a little bit more. And I'm using the same brand of concealer that I use for my eyebrows, but just a different shade. This is Cinnamon 1.0. I'm taking a beauty blender to blend that out. Whenever you're using a beauty blender, it is a lot more forgiving than using a brush. So if you are a beginner, which you probably are if you stopped on this video, then I would highly recommend getting a beauty blender and getting a smaller one so you can get in those creases, those smaller creases around your eyes. One thing that I love about this look is that it just looks so natural. It really looks like you have nothing on, like your skin just looks super even and super glowy, and that is exactly what we want. No look is complete for me without a little bit of blush, so I'm going in with the Huda Beauty blush filter in the shade Sunset Lychee. We're just going to take 2 dots, 1, 2, right here on the upper part of our cheeks, and then we're going to take a blush brush and blend that out. So just right here, and you're going up, you're never dragging it down. Now, one thing that I do love about this blush is that it literally doesn't look like I have blush on. It just looks like I'm warm. It looks just very, very warm, you know? And I like that because again, we don't want to look like we tried too hard. This gives very natural, very much so. I woke up like this, very much so. Oh, this is just a little bit of concealer. This is a little bit of gloss type deal. You know, we never want to give try hard. As you can see, I'm using a lot of cream products, and I feel like when you're using cream products and not adding so much powder, it makes your makeup look more lived in. It makes it look a little bit more natural. And I am just a girl that loves, loves, loves a makeup look that just, it's like, does she have on makeup? Does she not have on makeup? Or is she just that beautiful? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. So now that our base is pretty much set for our face, I am going to go in with some One Size setting powder and take just a little bit in the shade Translucent and go right under my eyes. We are not baking at all. We are simply just setting our under eyes so it is not creasing throughout the day and we are not giving grease monster, you know. You're not adding a lot of product, literally just a little bit. You're gonna tap this onto the back of your hand first, and then you are going to go in under your eye. So there should be no excess product like falling off of the sponge. There should be no excess product like under your eye. You literally are only putting just a little bit, and as you are pressing it in, there is no excess left over. Boom, just like that. And so now we are moving on to the eyes. I am going in with my favorite mascara, my favorite mascara. If you don't get anything else from this video, Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara is the only mascara that makes me look like I have lashes. I will live and die by this mascara. So I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Mascara. And again, we are only using a little bit because we want to look like oh, we just woke up. And I'm not putting any on my bottom lashes because it just looks more natural. You see how that just elevated the entire look? That is exactly what we're going for. Also, I feel like it gives you somewhat of a cat eye effect without trying to. Now moving on to my lip combo, I'm going in with MAC Chestnut lightly and just lining my lips. And then I'm going in with the Amicole lip oil in the shade Excellence. That is so gorgeous. And of course, we cannot forget setting spray. I am using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake setting spray. And this, my friends, is the completed makeup look. This is so soft, it is so natural, and that is what I love about makeup, is that you can tailor it to your liking. I really love makeup that just enhances my features and doesn't change the way I look. And if that is something that you're looking for, which I'm pretty sure it is if you're on this video, this is the makeup look for you. All of the products will be listed down below in the description bar. I really hope this was helpful for you on your makeup journey. Again, we were all beginners at some point, and I know what it's like to be in your shoes and really want to learn how to do it, but the steps just seem too big, too daunting, and that's exactly what I'm here for. So again, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment how you feel in the comment section below, and always, always, always stay prayed up, stay motivated, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.